Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to bring this news to you, but this is a really sad story here. Rapper Nipsey Hussle killed in shooting outside of his LA store. Two other men were in serious condition in the incident at Marathon Clothing in South Los Angeles. A suspect remained at large. And so I'm going to read this story. Um, I live here in South LA, and I'm not afraid to say this. So, for those of you that don't know who Nipsey Hussle is, here he is. And for those of you that want to know more, let's get into it. So, Nipsey Hussle, the rapper Nipsey Hussle, at courtside for a game between the Golden State Warriors and the Milwaukee Bucks on in Oakland, California in March of 2018. And this is him pictured here. So maybe that will jog some memories. Okay, so this article is by an Alex Johnson and an Andrew Blackstein, March 31st, 2019, Los Angeles. Okay, so he was a Grammy nominated rapper. Nipsey Hussle was killed in a shooting outside his clothing store in Los Angeles on Sunday afternoon. Multiple law enforcement sources had said, okay? So, two other men were in serious condition, and a suspect remains at large right now. So, no further information was immediately available about the shooting at the Marathon clothing store located on Slauson Avenue in South Los Angeles. But just a couple of hours before, Hussle, who was 33 years of age, whose real name is, now correct me if I'm wrong, Ermias Ash Jidum. I may not be pronouncing it correct, so sorry, don't bite my head off, had tweeted, "Having strong enemies is a blessing." So, a large crowd of people, many of them crying, gathered at the intersection as police and media helicopters whirred overhead. One of them was Matthew Talley of Denver, the engineer and director known as Megatron. It ain't just Los Angeles. He was an inspiration that was bigger than Los Angeles, Tally said. You see all these people out here? He was really cool, Tally said. He was a dope individual every time I met him. Rapper Nipsey Hussle killed in shooting outside of his LA store. Breaking news. Rapper Nipsey Hussle shot and killed in South LA. And I will play the video after. Hussle, it goes on to say, debut studio album, Victory Lap, was nominated for the Best Rap Album at this year's Grammy Awards. Hussle had long been associated with the Roland 60s Neighborhood Crips, one of the Los Angeles' largest street gangs here, which he publicly acknowledged in a 2010 interview with Complex magazine. In more recent years, however, Hussle had developed an interest in technology and community development, and he was part of a team of artists and entrepreneurs who developed Destination Crenshaw, an open air museum devoted to honoring African American artistic achievement. Okay, so it goes on to say that in our culture, there's a narrative that says, follow the athletes, follow the entertainers, he told Los Angeles Time last year. And that's cool, but there should be something that says, Elon Musk, follow Zuckerberg. Okay. I think that with me being influential as an artist and young and coming up from the inner city, it makes sense for me to be one of the peoples that are waving the flag, he said. So this is Nipsey Hussle pictured here. In an interview last year with Forbes magazine, or Forbes, Hussle said that as a youth, he had fallen prey to the ignorance and self destructiveness in the narrative that was pushed on us through music in our generation. So I see how damaging that was for myself included, and were all the subjects to the social pressure, he said. So I wasn't above it. Each of us are impacted by what's going on around us. For me, understanding the platform I have and who it speaks to, it's about being strategic. So the rapper Nipsey Hussle's at a pre-Grammys party in Los Angeles on February the 7th, and it's pictured here. It goes on to say that I wanted to redefine the lifestyle and what we view as important, he said. When you hear buy back the block as a narrative, that's powerful. That's a step towards redefining the expectation. Hustle and the two co owners opened Marathon Clothing in June of 2017 as a smart store, complete with smartphone apps on which fans could buy exclusive content and products. I wanted to open up a brick and mortar physical retail in this area and thought what the trajectory and likelihood of being successful as e-commerce grows. He said in an interview with Billboard at the time, Hussle said his goal was to create a theme park for the brand. We haven't seen that in hip hop, he said. We haven't seen that. So we haven't seen someone create a real world place where the brand lives and there's products. He and the actor Lauren London were the parents of a 2.5-year-old child. So Hustle had other children from previous relationships as well. Issa Rae, the creator and star of HBO series Insecure, said Hustle had inspired her to invest and own in our communities. He was a solid man who loved his woman, his family, and his community, she said Sunday. It hurts. This hurts. So, as news spread that Hustle had been shot, numerous performers and athletes, including LeBron James, 50 Cent, Stephen Curry, quickly tweeted best wishes. So, God, please cover and restore at Nipsey Hussle right now. Stephen Curry at Stephen Curry 30, March 31, 2019. Thoughts and prayers at Nipsey Hussle. And this was by 50 Cent at 50 Cent, March 31st. Nipsey Hussle, LeBron. It has prayer hands. LeBron James at King James, 31st, 2019. Prayers up at Nipsey Hussle, speedy recovery. Reggie Bush at Reggie Bush, March 31 or 31st, 2019. So Alex Johnson is the senior writer of NBC covering the general news with the emphasis on exploratory journalism, data analyst, technology, and religion. So he is based in Los Angeles. Okay. So also Andrew Blackstein, who is an investigative reporter at NBC News, and he covers the Western United States, specializing in crime courts and homeland security. Okay, so I'm gonna pan back up here and go to the video, and I'm really sad to be giving this news that he was killed. And I don't live that far from where his store was located, so I'm around sort of in a general region. As a matter of fact, I just drove past the store before this incident happened, like maybe a day or two ago, like maybe like Friday or Saturday. And it's sad to be hearing this news, but without further ado, I'm going to play the video for you. It may be accompanied with in the beginning with a commercial.
Tonight we have some sad breaking news from the music world. Rapper Nipsey Hussle was shot and killed this evening in South Los Angeles outside of his own clothing store. He was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Authorities say 2 other people were injured in the attack and they are in serious condition. The investigation's ongoing and the suspect or suspects remain at large. He and the actor Lauren London are the parents of a 2.5-year-old child. Luminaries of sports and music are remembering him tonight, from 50 Cent to LeBron James. His debut album was Grammy nominated. Nipsey Hussle was just 33 years old.
Hola, buenas. ¿Y los demás? Solo soy yo. Pero mi cuñado me dijo que eran el mejor trío.
Okay. So I'm gonna cut this video short. I was trying to cut that off. Sorry about that. So it's an unfortunate situation that happened, and yeah. So I just thought I would bring that news out. It was something that is, I believe, that just occurred today. So uh, I'm not religious, but prayers out to the family. Despite that, and hopefully we can get through a real troublesome time. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for listening.